So this is episode 2. We're on the phone with Felix Wood. We're gonna talk to him, see what he's up to. How's your quarantine been so far?
So I'm chilling, just making a lot of music and hanging with my friends. I'm starting a clothing brand. I'm starting, I'm just drawing and basically I want a flow of creativity from a lot of different outlets, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, that's dope.
before I would just try to make music and sometimes you just can't make a song, you know? And I would get frustrated, but now when I can't make music, I'll go and try to paint something or try to make something out of clothes, you know.
Wait, one question I had was about the iPhone tapes, and I just thought it was pretty crazy. You created a project all on your phone on GarageBand and got 100,000 streams.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what I used to make it. All right, this is a pop filter that I made from a Tupperware container and my window. So I would put a blanket over my head, and I would hold it like this and rap through it, and that's how I made that tape.
You recorded the whole tape with a blanket over your head?
Yeah, and I did it. So I was at my grandma's house, and I love my grandma, but she gets on my nerves sometimes, just because she loves to she loves to lecture me and stuff. And I was like, man, I'm sick of this. So I went upstairs, and I had Max MFM. He's one of my best friends, and he produces. I'm like, man, send me a beat pack right now. I'm gonna make a whole album. And he's like, what, dude? And I'm like, dude, just send me a beat pack. And he sent it, and I rapped on every beat in the pack, and picked my favorites.
What would you say is the most fun you've had making a song?
So I made a song a few days ago. Can I show y'all it?
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna play the chorus. So it goes. And then it repeats that, and here, wait, I'll play a little bit more.
Lately make no sense at all. I don't got no principles. Lately I'm invincible.
That's one of the songs where I was I wanted to make it feel like a party. I want everybody to listen to it and be like, this just makes me happy.
I think it definitely captures everything you're talking about. It's fun and just captures a very summer vibe.
With this new release, the music is gonna be a lot different than I've put out before, and yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm gonna have music videos for most of the stuff. I want to look back in future years and be like, I can't believe this was something that I did when I was 17, just messing around.
I definitely noticed the development of your sound from your earlier stuff, and I was wondering how do you think you found that sound? What drew you to want your sound to sound like that?
Just experimenting, and one thing is I actually damaged my voice the week before I recorded the iPhone tape, so it sounded really raspy and a lot of the stuff, and some of the stuff was high pitched, and I feel my voice before was really cut and clean, and now it's becoming more raspy just as I make more music and scream and stuff, and I've become a lot better singer too as well. When I made No Worries and my early stuff, I couldn't sing at all, and Watercolor Paper, singing that hook was a big step for me because I've never done anything like that and really used my voice like that, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, that's dope. How did that song come about? How did you know Curtis before? Did you guys meet through music and then making that song?
So I was going through Masha's page, and I saw that Curtis commented on something, and I was like, he has a dope profile pic. So I clicked on his profile, I scrolled through, and then I heard his song Six Pills, the demo version, and I was like, whoa, this is such a cool because he was using auto-tune and an indie beat, and I was like, I've never thought of putting auto-tune and indie together. This is really cool. We came together and made Watercolor Paper, first time hanging out. So I thought that was really dope. I really messed with Curtis. I love that dude.
So when was that moment when you were you're making music and you're putting stuff out? When was that moment you were this could actually be something I could make a career off of this?
It was after I dropped the iPhone tape, and then it blew up on TikTok, and I was getting all those songs got 20,000 plays or whatever, and I was like, this is dope. This could be me. I've always wanted to be successful, but in a creative way. And I've tried like all forms of internet fame, and music was really the one that like worked out for me so far. So I've decided I'm really gonna go with it.
Yeah. So would you say like you kind of like tap into your emotions when you make music? You try to recreate like an emotion with your sound?
Yeah, or it's more like I have a picture in my head of like I made this song the other day, and I was like, this is the song that I would listen to if it was like all my friends with me at a park like late at night, like warm, like fun, high energy. And when I want people to listen to this, I want them to feel that way, or I want them to picture it to be like that.
Yeah, for sure. You've got like an image, like a goal in mind, and you try to like recreate that through sound. That's fire. Yeah.
What are some of like the first albums or artists that you remember listening to? Like what is like the first album you remember listening to that you're like this is it, I want to listen to this all the time?
I would say Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also anything Cage the Elephant. That's my favorite band. So like, literally, I would just go on Cage the Elephant, press shuffle, and listen to it the whole day. Anything by them.
I guess pivoting towards like the future, you've been talking a little bit on your Instagram about this mixtape that's coming this summer. So what kind of inside scoops can we get on that?
So basically, this is like what I could talk about this all day. And basically, I have like 3 musician dudes. I have a guy who does YouTube, a guy that makes clothes, and like 2 videographers. And I'm bringing them all to Cary, and we're renting a house this summer for like a month and a half. And I'm super excited about that. Yeah, so like we're gonna have music videos, vlogs, skits, YouTube videos, clothing, art, like all forms of creativity just coming out of these dudes, because they're all young dudes that I really mess with, and they all have goals. And so I just want to put all of them together and just see what we can create, and we're gonna document like every second of it.
Gotcha. You were talking about performing, and like I was looking through your Instagram, and like it looked like you went to Atlanta and like opened for Iann Dior. So how was that experience?
So I didn't actually. What I did was I hung out with this kid named Balin Levine and Lil Peach. The venue that we were at, there are 3 rooms, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna sneak into the other venues, because why not? And I walked through this room in this hall, and then all of a sudden I'm in this room with Iann Dior, Landon Cube, poor Stacy, and Iann Dior went out, and I was like, dude, might as well risk it. And I just walked out on stage while he's performing, and I had my camera with me, so I pretended to be like a cameraman. And so I kind of like went through security with the camera and was like, yeah, guys, we got the camera, like, you know how it is. And then I walked out on stage with him, and I'm holding the camera like this, jumping with him, and he's like looking at me. He like doesn't know who I am. It was so funny.
That's so funny.
Fun.
Dude, that's hype.
And then there was an emo band, like I don't even know, called Sleeping with Sirens. And they were in the biggest part of the venue, and I was hyped on adrenaline already. So I was like, dude, I gotta do something crazy. And I did the same thing, but I walked right out on stage with them, and the like band is like looking at me. They're like, who are you? Like, what are you doing? I was like, can I jump? Can I jump? And they're playing their finale song, and there's like 2,000 people out in front of me, and I'm like, man, I'ma go and hit this jump. And I stage dived. It was the best stage dive I've ever done. And
Yo.
Wow.
I flew and nobody caught me, man. I like landed on the dude.
Thank you so much, Felix.
Sweet.
This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for talking with us, dog.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
It's the irresistible.